Hey guys, Omni here. We are back with episode 7 of Superman and Lois. Last week's episode was pretty strong, man. I did really. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. There hasn't been a weak episode yet this season. Not for me. I really liked last week's episode. We had the bit with Marcus and Lois investigating the mines. We had this side story with Clark and the kids, again, trying to help Jordan hone in on his powers and get a grasp on them a little bit. But on the flip side of that, of course, you had these headaches he started getting. He's starting to get what seems to be maybe super hearing or something along those lines, where he's just kind of losing control of his powers. The migraines themselves, I think, might just be because he's hearing these high-pitched sounds, like more intently, like it was triggered by an alarm, it was triggered by the school bell, and then again with the whistle out on the football field. And again, his emotions have been really high here, especially getting ready for this big game against their former school with his former bullies on the team. And there's a lot of layers and, emotional repercussions, of course, that Jordan is dealing with in these moments. Of course, coming back where he was, being a socially awkward kid with his own mental health issues, pre-powers, and now kind of starting to build a life for him here in Smallville with a new set of friends, thanks to him being involved in the team. What kind of is the relationship going on with Sarah, and of course his family and all that. Things are finally turning around for Jordan, and he's like, all right, let's taste some payback, and of course Clark, seeing him and calling him out on what he's doing, tries to rein him in. And of course, in the end, when Clark gets called off to go after Tag, who has escaped custody and just ran off with Sarah, because he blames Jordan for what happened to him, but he doesn't really know all of what's going on. And we had this great moment where Clark goes after him, and while he's gone, Jordan and Jonathan get approached by their other football friends to go out and drink and celebrate since they beat Metropolis. While they're out, simultaneously, this is happening while they're out partying in the street, they come across the Metropolis players, their old school bullies, while Clark is chasing down Tag. So you have these tense moments where you've got two different situations escalating, because of course Sam wants to neutralize Tag because he doesn't trust him, because he seems unstable and his powers are unpredictable. And his first instinct is to use lethal force to stop a child who is just scared and have these powers. So Clark goes to try to convince Tag to come with him to try to help him. And on the opposite side of this, and this was really good and well executed, how they were cutting between these two events as each incident is escalating, because while Clark is trying to talk Tag down, Sam's men show up and start to re-escalate the situation, while Clark's trying to calm Tag down while also getting the soldiers to put their guns down and back off. They don't, and they open fire, and Clark jumps in front of it. Meanwhile, on the other side of this, the Metropolis bullies are antagonizing Jordan and pushing his buttons, and you see these things escalating. And of course, Superman on the other side, Sam's guys came locked and loaded with some kryptonite and shoot him with it. And it sends him into a rage when you see the kryptonite pierce into his chest, and he lets out that primal yell, rips him out of his chest, tosses him to the side, heat visions them, it destroys the kryptonite, and then super speeds up to the lead soldier. It was just like, stand down, eyes still glowing, like showing the differences here that parallel back to a conversation that of course was being said with Jordan and him before he had left, was that, Jordan's like, I'm not you, I can't do all this stuff, blah blah blah, you get to go home and be Superman, what am I? And then at the end of the day, Jordan on the other side gives in to the buttons being pressed and goes in for a punch. Jonathan, being the best brother that he can be, comes in. What way it's shot, I don't know if he has super speed. I don't know. The way it happened was really, I don't know. He definitely didn't have durability though, because the fact that he caught that punch was impressive enough, but it shattered the shit out of his wrist. And now his role as a quarterback is now in question, because even if it heals, he's got months, maybe I think 6 months is what they said. I know, like, I know from experience that it's like 4 to 6 weeks for a bone to heal completely, but it's not always a guarantee of you getting full range of motion. So Jordan now has this guilt. Again, Jordan comes back on this whole thing, and, like, apparently that whole situation diffuses. Clark though comes down and then hears that they're in trouble. Of course, there was a scene in there that was cut from the version I watched when I was watching it on the cable, which is the case sometimes, that there's like a little bit of an extension on the online things. And it was just him kind of making sure and ensuring that Tag was going to be taken care of and not in the, I'm going to take you into a back alley and pop, pop, pop kind of way, which seems like what Sam would like to do. But then he comes home, and then we have this great conversation where they finally really lay it into Jordan about how he just is not grasping the responsibility of the powers that he has, no matter how sorry he is for what he did. Even if it was an accident to Jordan, he still had the intent to punch somebody else in the face that did not have powers with his. So yeah, there was definitely some repercussions. And again, another thing being stripped away from Jonathan in this moment. And this whole move, and this whole attempt to be the best brother he can be and supportive brother he can be for Jordan, and everything that Jordan kind of gains, Jonathan loses just a little bit more. And I'm hoping we stave that off when we start to see them kind of come around on that. Of course, during the whole journey with Marcus and Lois, as they went into the mines to investigate, they find and uncover the X-Kryptonite. Lo and behold, oh shit, what's her name? Leslie Lar shows up and tries to take them both out, but thankfully Marcus was packing and had a little ray gun, gave them enough time to get away. Of course, now Lois, even this whole time, has been suspicious of him and now has many questions, but she gets it called away before she could really lay it into him, once they found out that Jonathan got hurt. And then the episode ends with her consoling Jordan, him just like not knowing how to handle this whole situation. And then he has another episode where his powers are going off. He collapses into what appears to be a seizure. Clark gives him a scan and his head is flaring up, and the episode ends with him flying up into the sky and taking him to the fortress. And that's where we left off. Today's episode is actually directed by David Ramsey. So I am curious if he will actually appear in the episode he's directing, or if he will just appear in a later episode. So I'm curious to see what happens here, guys. So, guys, before we dive into this, remember the full-length, unedited reaction watch-alongs are available over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, get you access to all the same content. That all being said, I know this has been a lengthy intro and recap of last episode, but I wanted to talk about it. Let's go ahead and get ready as we dive into this week's episode. Here we go. Oh, damn. I love that sound design. Definitely shows like the impact. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is loud. Damn. Just the impact at which he was coming in.
His auditory perception is causing an allodynic response. Until he can control what he hears, every sound will be accompanied by pain.
Yep, it's all his hearing, man. It's all the hearing. It's overloading him. So he's got to train him.
My father said he
Damn.
has to adapt on his own.
How long were you out of commission for?
Couple weeks.
I love this show, man. I love all of it, man. There's not an aspect that I don't.
So you want me to create what kind of program?
A leadership program. I'm looking for people with passion who, like you, have untapped potential and are ready to take that first
He's
step,
going to try to get her powers.
Towards what exactly?
achieving their best selves.
Yeah.
Thought you'd have known that by now. Why don't we start with 5 and go from there? I'm expecting great things from you, Lana.
What if it turns out he's doing all of this under Sam's orders? Like, what if he's working with the government? Just a random thought.
You can do this.
It hurts.
I know, but you're gonna have to work through it. Okay? One sound at a time.
Ugh.
Audio is fully operational. It's good to be back, sir.
Still only at 30%.
Perhaps you'll consider that next time before crushing me to smithereens.
Uh-oh.
Lois Lane,
Hello, guy who is not Marcus Bridgewater.
how about you come inside and we talk about it?
Yeah, that's a hard pass on me entering your creeper mobile. Meet me at Victoria Maze in an hour. And get ready to tell the truth, otherwise this little team up of ours is done.
What are you thinking about this early?
Ugh, childhood ruined. Therapy needed. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad.
Hey, that book.
Oh, dude.
And who's he with?
Oh, what the fuck? Dude, this looks so good. I love that suit, man. What the hell?
Oh my god.
What the? No, I need to know more of that. God damn. Who were all those other Kryptonians?
Why isn't Jordan at school today?
I mean, he's not really feeling well.
She's gonna start actually suspecting things after
Hold on. What's
the whole
going on?
tag thing now.
Lying to me.
Truth be told, the reason that Jordan's not at school is because Tag jumped him the other day.
That's why he had bruises on his face. Why didn't he just tell me?
I don't know. I guess he didn't want you to worry.
That was a
See,
good
he's
cover.
He's not such a bad guy.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I broke my wrist. Thanks for asking. It really sucks.
Jonathan. Jonathan!
I mean, she has always kind of been shitty to him for no super good reason.
Get used to it because he's here.
Oh
What
god.
am I looking for?
You'll know it when you see it. Here, wish me luck.
Good luck.
He's gonna spy on them like through the wall and all that.
Welcome back, Captain. How was your conversation with Lois Lane? Captain Luthor?
Oh,
Telling you who I am will only confuse things.
it's not completely fixed yet, so it doesn't know.
I know he's making people with powers.
Not people. An army.
An army to do what?
Take over the world. Metropolis will be the first city to fall.
And why should I believe you?
Maybe those are other Edge Kryptonians on in the other world.
Edge is about to send a shipment out. Do you think it's X-Kryptonite?
Only one way to find out. Thanks, boss.
Yeah, they're taking the
Let's
bait.
pick this up some other time. Something came up.
Lois, this is serious. I need to speak with Superman.
Maybe when we're on a first name basis.
It seems we have a problem. I was referring to the intruder.
Intruder, that's her husband.
Is he a threat?
No, he's not important.
Does he? Oh, he doesn't know that Clark is Superman. Is Clark not going to mention that he heard the little Roboball call him Captain Luthor?
I'm just asking for someone to take a chance on me like they did with you.
I appreciate that. Let me see what I can do. But no promises.
Thank you, Lana. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Damn.
Could he actually be Lex Luthor?
I don't know, but with everything we know about the multiverse now, I'd say anything's possible.
There we go.
It looks like they've got an escort. There's a panel van with 4 guys with guns inside.
Oh.
What is it?
Definitely starting to think your new friend is a Luthor.
Oh, goddamn. This is intense.
Things are gonna get ugly if I don't do something.
Hold on. Did he just take the van?
Get out of the trunk!
What the hell?
Oh, that looks so good. Hmm.
No, we were following the truck, hoping to find out where it was headed.
Look, I came over here to apologize. I didn't mean to accuse you of lying or Jordan of.
It's cool.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot keeping a secret like that. I know.
Come on, man. You got this. One sound. Imagine my voice is an island. Oh, because he can focus on that.
Guess I'm pretty lucky to have you.
Guess I've been in Smallville long enough to know that you're different than everyone else.
Really?
Oh no.
I guess what I'm saying is, if you ever need someone to share that with,
Oh fuck.
I'm always here.
Wow, you're kind of in a better league than I thought.
Don't go this route, man. Let's not do this. Oh no.
Live from downtown Metropolis, reporting on the scene.
Oh no.
You want answers? I'm willing to tell Superman everything.
The Kryptonians want you to think that they're indestructible. They're not. They have a weakness. It is a rock from their home planet.
I told her not to do this.
And we must defeat them if we are to save humanity.
Oh wow.
That's what separates us from them. Our humanity.
I need to know one thing first. Do you trust him?
With my life. I love you both.
God damn.
I thought you'd say that.
Smaller than I imagined.
Gotta know without you, that buckle.
That's such a badass suit.
So I can be out there with you and you're kicking ass. You really think you could take one of them out?
Only one way to know for sure.
All right. Let's see how this goes.
What were you talking to Sarah about earlier? What, are you spying on me? Just answer the question.
I was talking to her like a normal human being. I've been covering your ass all day, and now what? Now you think I'm trying to move in on your not girlfriend? I have had your back. Every time someone has called you dumb or weird or stupid, I never believed any of it because it's not true. You're a terrible person. Don't ever spy on me again.
Oh, okay. He went without Lois, so let's see how this goes.
Why are we really here?
Because the world's about to be destroyed unless I save it.
Hey, Rossetti, what'd you find?
And how exactly are you planning on saving the world?
By eliminating the threat.
And you think that threat is Morgan Edge?
He won't be the main source of destruction.
Then who will it be?
Oh,
The prince you had us pull are from a guy who died 6 years ago. And his name's not Luther. It's John Henry Irons.
oh, wow. On this Earth, he's John Henry. Oh, it's red radiation. No.
Why are you doing this? Like I said.
Damn, so Steel's dead in this world.
You see, Kal-El, you're not the man of Steel.
Oh!
I am.
Oh my, dude. What's the Captain Luther from though? Then.
This hammer harnesses kinetic energy.
Damn, fuck, this is insane.
The more energy it creates.
Ugh. Come on, Jordan. Jordan, save the day.
Someone's trying to kill Dad. What?
Oh my god, dude.
Jordan, I've only driven Mom's car before, please.
You're wrong about me.
That way, that way, that way, that way.
His family's gonna all show up and save him, and he's gonna be like, The fuck?
Hero act of yours is all propaganda. The lights.
It's taking out Jordan too. Rein it in, Clark. Rein it in. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
It's over.
Was he gonna take him out? Or just knock him out? Because there's a big difference.
Thank you.
Oh, something terrible's gonna happen to her. She's gonna be made into whatever Derek and Leslie were.
You're still the only one who hasn't shown any signs of rejection.
Guess you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Indeed. And now we have our eggs.
I don't even have a learner's or know how to drive.
Which was incredibly reckless and absolutely necessary. You both saved my life tonight, so I think I owe you a pretty big thank you.
The tracking inlay is still glitchy, and we haven't finished the hammer yet, and the AI is still set for Lex Luthor.
It doesn't matter who the AI thinks is in the suit.
Oh, the AI is fucked up. That's why it calls him Captain Luthor.
This is what we've been preparing for. A one chance to end it.
Oh.
Say it with me. Forged in fire. Strong as steel.
I wonder if like the antimatter wave like knocks it out and he just saw the red and assumed it was Clark. I want to know how he got here. Damn. That was such a good episode. No David Ramsey though. No David Ramsey. But yeah, man, that was a really, really fantastic episode. I loved it. All right, well, here we go, guys. So, we learned the truth, or at least a huge chunk of the truth of this Captain Luthor character. Turns out on both Earths, he's John Henry Irons, otherwise known as Steel. Big role in Reign of the Superman. He was actually in, or was supposed to be in. I can't remember if he was actually in Justice League, the DCEU one. Man, that was a nice little twist. You know, they used Luthor Corp technology to build his suit, and the AI that was built into his suit had not been reprogrammed yet, but they got it to the point where it would listen to him and recognize him as Captain Luthor. We, of course, got so many lovely flashbacks and glimpses into John Henry's world and life, the relationship that he and Lois had in this episode, as well as their daughter that they had as well, who, after the death of Lois, obviously, they're left behind in the wake of this Kryptonian takeover. She helps him build his suit. And I was really hoping, and like a lot of the moments in that was really well done. Like, I don't know how you say the guy's name, the guy that plays Captain Luthor, Wolé Parks. I hope I'm right about that, but I think he does a fantastic job with these very subtle expressions that he has. Like, he's got this down, man. Like, the moment like he kind of keyed in, especially after Lois walked away when she confronted him at his trailer before they set up their meet. He just, before he went into that flashback, you could see the somber remembrance on his face just so subtly, and then he just, you can tell what's going on in his head just through his eyes, and I love it. And just that connection he had with the daughter, and like I want to know what he's gonna think, like when if and when he finds out that Lois is married to Superman, that Clark is Superman in this world. I wonder what that'll do to him. Okay, so he's not a Luthor whatsoever. That doesn't really change much, to be honest. we still know he's from a different reality, a different Earth. On that Earth, whatever Morgan Edge did with this X-Kryptonite, it rallied all of the super beings, all the Kryptonians. And I don't know if Superman led it, if Superman was always evil in that world. We still got a lot of questions. Was he always evil? You know, he said, you know, you got people all soft, you got people to warm up to you just so you could turn on them. Maybe, I don't know if that's what he thinks he's doing here, or if that's what exactly how he took, you know, got humanity to lower their guard on their Earth before him and the other Kryptonian wannabes kind of started to take over everything. The fact that he killed Lois on national TV like that was crazy. The fights in this was great. All of the moments between him and Lois was always tense. Clark investigating on his own. And again, he's not piecing together that Clark is Superman, but I think he's going to piece it together once Lois and her kids showed up to save Superman. I think that's going to finally, I don't know, he was pretty rocked from that hit. So maybe he wasn't all there. And I loved that when he was like delirious, like still trying to like, you know, get his bearings back after getting hit, that he was his vision was flickering between what is actually in front of him and his memory. You know, and then Clark became the black suited Superman. Clark had his fists up and ready. I wonder if he was just, again, I don't know if he was, this is another thing. We've seen him like struggling to control his anger. Not really struggling, but seeing him have it, but not act on it. And in this moment, it almost seemed like maybe this was going to have him act on it. And this, it feels like a little much to me, honestly, to push him into that. So I'm hoping that was just, he was just going to like give him a little love pap, knock him out, and not actually try to put him down. Because you had Lois who tried to like call him to get him to stop. Jordan, throughout this episode, you know, trying to figure out his powers and hone in and focus. I liked all of those elements. I liked every bit of him trying to zone in on it. And it just made me think of that moment in Man of Steel, you know, when Martha comes to Clark when he's having this audio fit at school. And she's like, just focus on my voice. My voice is an island. Think of my voice as an island, or whatever she says. And it's that moment. It's like one of the best moments in that film is that moment. I think that's one of the best Superman moments, period. I love that. And it just made me think of that. And I just love it in this show, man. This show is so Superman, like the core of what it is. And I adore every ounce of it, every second of it. I love it, man. Though it did get a little soap opera, of course, when Jordan trying to focus in and figure out how to focus does it by focusing on his crush, obviously. And then, so he starts to hear her at school and realizes she's talking to Jonathan. And then they are kind of pushing past this friction they've kind of had, because she definitely has her own little, even though she was dating the jock football player, has this weird like antagonistic quality towards Jordan for being like a preppy kind of kid, because she's always like been a little shitty to him, like from the very first episode onward, up until this point. I think that it's easy for Jordan to, with this context, and of course with him being isolated, it's really easy for him to mix those feelings. And especially with his existing mental issues and being isolated and forced to, you know, be at home with these problems, it's really easy for his mind, and I can relate to this, to go towards the negative route when he hears these two that hadn't been getting along all that much, and then hearing them compliment each other and start to talk like that in a, you know, a positive manner. Your brain will do what your brain does, especially when it's somebody you're crushing on and stuff like that. You might be a little defensive, and and that's the route it went. Little CW, but it's real. I found that relatable, though frustrating. It's still something that I can understand the mental processes getting you there. And then them coming together, especially Jonathan ripping into him, and especially knowing that he's going through this hearing thing and to thud his hand on the wall just to rock Jordan's head. A little cruel, but in the moment with the way Jordan was coming at him like that, understandable, real. Brothers fight. I have one. We fought quite a bit. And I don't know. All of it's been relatable. Of course, you got Morgan Edge finally moving things forward now with Lana. I think he was like, he's trying to get Kyle in as an experiment for this group, but she was like not having that. So that woman she was trying to protect, he went ahead and recruited her for this experiment. And like they said, a lot of them don't really survive. We saw it happen with Derek Powell. He wasn't stable and he ended up exploding. So I wonder what the survivability rate is going to be for this batch. I think in the comics at some point in one of the iterations, Lana gets powers. I know she got powers in Smallville, but I think in the comics as part of one of these government projects, she ends up with powers in some continuity. I think it's actually as a result of Project 7734. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember reading about it a while back. I think she was like Superwoman or something. Anyway, I feel like they might be blending some of those plots together. Of course, we know that Sam's been working on his own project, especially after those conversations he had early on with John Henry. And that it's these last few episodes, of course, we've seen General Lane's stance on everything Clark's doing shift. And I wonder... Again, I'm wondering if, like, what more... I brought this up, and I don't know if it's connected, and I don't know if it's tied, but I'm wondering if Morgan Edge and Sam's project go hand in hand. Like, Morgan Edge is just kind of this front and a means to an end to make these beans for Sam, or if Morgan Edge has got his own thing going on. And if that's the case, outside of this being a business proposition with the government for him to do this, what is his motivation and what is his end goal with creating this super army? Is it just take over the world? I don't know. I'm curious what's going on there. I like the way that he played it with trying to figure out who he really needs to worry about, and by sending out that little piece of X-Kryptonite in that box, in that cargo, just to see who came for it. And it was like, of course, Lois, Clark, and John Henry showed up. It's gonna be weird I gotta get used to calling him John Henry, man. I love this episode, guys. Of course, I thought this was really well directed too, obviously, and it was directed by David Ramsey. And I thought he did a fantastic job. I'm honestly a little surprised he didn't show up in this episode, but that just means that they're saving it for one of the later ones, because they've confirmed he is at least going to be appearing as John Diggle in one of these episodes. And I like they called out and they checked with like this world's Lex Luthor and all that stuff, even though they didn't like acknowledge, National City or anything else that's been going on. Again, they're playing it off the cuff, and they did say with everything that's been going on in the past with the multiverse and things they've experienced before. So there are subtle references to the greater universe, but I'm waiting for that explicit call out to come. But I think they'll probably hold off until John Diggle's 5-episode crossover between all of the shows that will be running. I think in September. I think he's supposed to appear in an episode in September. I don't know, man. My dates and times and everything is all out of whack right now. So I might be wrong on that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how that comes about, how that will fit in with these things. And I love, again, we got Steel with that badass hammer. I would have loved if we got to see him in the full suit with the hammer. Maybe if it had like a shinier sheen rather than that gunmetal, like dark gray collar that it's got on it. I'd love to see it in Brandon with the S and just him with the hammer, man. Go full on John Henry. Damn, that was a good reveal. And it sucks though that the John Henry irons on this world died. Damn, sucks. But I love this episode, guys. I love this role they've got Lana in. Is this like the first episode we didn't see Kyle at all? I think it is. But yeah, Lana coming up, and Lana. I love this chess game that's being played. There's like a lot of different layers being juggled and throughout this whole show so far, and I think they're doing a really good job balancing all of it. Right now, I don't know what else to say. So I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. So sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, the full unedited reaction is available over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, get you access to it as well. Huge shout out to our legends on the channel: Mandy Sherritt, Antoine Rodriguez, Ryan Karen, and Jason Coleman. Thank you guys so much for your support, guys. Follow me on my socials. Discord links in the description, and I'll catch you guys next week with the next episode of Superman and Lois. Take care, everybody.